Hello, and welcome back to K and K Real Talk, where we talk about all things female, all things goddesses, all things endo, all things women's health. And that's my little dog barking at somebody walking out in front of my house. 5 seconds ago, I was waiting for him to stop barking so I could start this, and now he started back again. So thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. So it's just me today. I am your co-host, Kenny King, holistic health and wellness coach and transformation life coach, helping people make shit happen, whatever they want to make happen. So if you're tuning in, we are so happy to have you. Kristen, my beautiful co-host, is not on today. She actually had a loss in the family recently, and so you've got me today. But I'm so happy you're here, and I'm so happy you're listening. And today I just want to have a super casual conversation about something that I think is really important. You know, you've heard us talk about our mindset and how we handle having a diagnosis, and we see so many of you lovely, fantastic, amazing souls going through things that are really tough, dealing with things like anxiety and depression and endometriosis and PCOS and struggles with fertility. And there's just so much. And we love supporting you. We love having a space where we just talk about these things. And one of the things I wanted to share with you today is this concept of owning your body, not your endo, or whatever diagnosis you happen to have. So whether it's PCOS or IC, just whatever it is, I'm going to go ahead and put my headphones in so that you guys don't have to hear my dog quite so loudly. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. We're pretty real. We're pretty straightforward, so you're used to hearing the dogs barking and all of that anyway. But if it's your very first time, it happens every now and then. It's real life, right? So yeah, this concept, own your body, not your endo. Own your body, not your PCOS. Own your body, not fill in the blank. Even thinking about today's beauty standards, like own your body, not the beauty standards that society is placing on it, right? Like, what if we were to own and celebrate what we have or what's going well or what is possible? And this kind of comes into this concept of owning your life, which invites us to really settle into our personal power and take charge. Pain hurts worse when we're focused on pain. That's why in a lot of scenarios, if you're at the doctor and they're having to do uncomfortable procedures, they normally try to talk to you. They try to distract you. They try to take your mind off of things. It's also like kind of like ripping a Band-Aid off. Like when we're really focused on pain, or when we're really focused on what's not going well, or if we're really focused on a part of our body that's not working in the way that we want it to work, we're really getting hung up and missing out on all that is or all that could be. So one of the ways that I helped my body reverse symptoms and reduce pain was I started just like kind of talking to it. What wants to be healed? What's under here? What do I need to know? What do I need to do next? And then I would follow the answers that I would receive. I'd find inspiration to try something different or something new. So sometimes it would be deep meditation, EFT tapping, acupuncture, chiropractic care, which by the way, I know I've talked to you guys about it. I had my chiropractor come on and talk to you. I will never compromise my chiropractic care again. Like now I'm at the point where I just go in once a month, and I will do that forever. And if I ever miss, then maybe once every 3 months, but I will never, ever, ever go. I just hit myself in the nose. I will never, ever go like a crazy long span of time, because this last time around, it was 10 years, I think, maybe more than that, since I had been to the chiropractor. So finding the things that help our body function better. But the thing is we can't open our minds to looking for what's going to help our body function better until we decide that better is possible. Until we decide, I'm going to own my body, I'm going to own my life. I'm not gonna own the labels. I'm not gonna own the diseases. I'm not gonna, like, I actually don't even consider myself having a disease anymore. I call endometriosis a condition. Similar with isolated alopecia, which I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's where like I will lose chunks of my hair. It goes with endo being an autoimmune response. So I call things conditions and responses. So instead of saying I have an autoimmune disease, I say, oh, my body's in an autoimmune response whenever a flare up or something like that happens. And so my hair will reject itself. I'll have a bald spot, maybe the size of a quarter or whatever. Sometimes they're the size of a dime. And normally when I find one, I get pretty mad about it. But then I just decide, okay, I'm not going to focus on the thing that I'm mad about or what I don't like or the disease or the label. I'm going to focus on what I want. How can I heal myself? How can I take better care of myself? What can I do? How can I reduce stress? Can I nourish my body better? Am I drinking water? Am I moving my body on a regular basis? Can I do infrared sauna? Like, what do I need to help me stay focused on better, having better, deeper quality experience with love, having a better relationship with money, having a better relationship with my body, having a healing relationship with my body, having a better relationship with that which is greater to me, having a better relationship with career, having a, you know, like everything can get better. Like our circumstances are never stuck at what they are unless we decide to say that we're stuck at where we are. So if we're like, this is my life now, I'm in chronic pain and chronic fatigue forever and nothing's ever going to change, I'm miserable, and then everything that comes out of our mouths is about how awful our lives are, guess what we get more of? Guess what's amplified and magnified in our lives? All that shit. And so I want to encourage you to try something just a tiny bit different. I'm not saying, well, change your whole mindset and monitor your thoughts and shame on you for thinking this way. No, that's not what this is about at all. Because we all do it. I do it. Like, that's why I have a counselor and coaches, and I make sure I have people. I surround myself with people that are going to help me go for better, versus surrounding myself with a lot of people who are going to have me stuck at the same level or drowning in misery or drowning in pain, emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, all of the above. So I want to challenge you this week to just try something and let it be fun. And here it is. Do shit that makes you feel good. Do shit that makes you feel good. What makes you feel good? What gives you just 1% of a lift? Is it watching comedy? So today, if you're watching and not just listening to the podcast and you're watching the video, you'll see I have these lashes, these fantastic lashes. So today was my first time to try I tried them before, but it was my first time to try this new set of magnetic eyeliner and magnetic lashes. These are, what are they? Moxie Lash. These are the sassy ones, by the way. I can vouch for Moxie Lash. I tried some other magnetic liner and lashes and didn't love them. But Moxie, I like how they look better on camera than in the mirror, but also it's a big stark change when you put on some crazy lashes. But I'm like super low level when it comes to girl. Like I'm not good at like the makeup thing and all that. So what do? I try to make it better, and I try to do what makes me feel better. I love having big, gorgeous lashes. Well, I don't have big, gorgeous lashes, so try it on the magnetic kind. Today I went and got my nails done. And so it doesn't have to be, by the way, always like spending money. It can be like binge watching comedies. You know, it can be quality time with somebody that you care for, hanging out with a kid that cracks you up. It can be going outside. And look, today, for example, I went outside because in Texas, it's hot as balls. Like, we're in July, we're about to go into our hottest month in August. And even though it might only be 105 degrees Fahrenheit, it might feel like 145 burning hell degrees Fahrenheit. So because of the humidity and all that, we're having a cool front. And actually, I don't even know so it's like 88. So that's a cool front for us. So it's a cool front. What did I do this morning? I threw on some shorts and this little top, and I went to the coffee shop, and I decided to office sitting outside at a coffee shop with some avocado toast. So finding little teeny tiny places where you can get pleasure, joy, excitement, sweetness, like giving yourself permission to do shit that makes you feel good. It could be a full body massage. It could be asking your partner or a kid in your family, like, hey, will you just massage my legs or my calves or my feet, and I'll give you $5 or whatever. You know, like, it doesn't have to be fancy. It just shaking things up and going, okay, like, make a list. Like, right now, think about it. What makes you feel good? What are things that bring you relief or peace or happiness or joy? Is it a long Epsom salt bath with beautiful, gorgeous music and candles, or salt lamps? I say salt lamps because I have one over there, and then you can't see this one, but I have one right here too on my desk, and then over here I have essential oils going. I'll actually show you for those of you watching. So I've got my little diffuser, and I've got essential oils going. So, and then a super positive, powerful quote over there on that bookshelf. So it's how can you surround yourself? Do you need to listen to podcasts, fantastic music? Do you need to like dance and loosen up? Just giving yourself permission to make a list and pull from that list what's going to make me feel good. Hot water bottle, relaxing with my feet up, laying outside underneath the sun, going and finding a swimming pool I can get into, going, if you're close to the ocean, driving to the ocean and sitting and looking at the water, going for a sunrise jog or an evening walk with your fur baby, curling up with your purry cat and, like loving on your cat. Make a list and get into the habit of nourishing yourself that way. I know we've talked about self-care. We talk about this a lot, but a lot of times people think self-care is fancy stuff, like going and getting like a pedicure and manicure or whatever. And that can feel good and that can be great. But self-care is just what it says. It's caring for self. So self-care could just be drinking water, taking your supplements that nourish your body, eating nourishing foods, being willing to get up and make yourself something of quality, being willing to, rest when you need to rest, but also leverage your energy to get stuff done that you really want to have done. Because I guarantee you there's some clutter in your mind about there's certain things I need to just get done, like papers I need to file, taxes that relate at some point, or just a closet that needs to be cleaned out. I've got one of those right here behind me. So something needs to be cleaned or something needs to be organized, or getting rid of clothes in your closet. Like, a lot of times there's this clutter that we have in our environment and we don't even realize that an act of self-care is sometimes decluttering or organization, but it doesn't sound fun. However, normally what happens is after you complete the task, you feel relieved. It's like a weight off your shoulders, and you may not have noticed that you were carrying that weight. So I encourage you, in addition to the list of the do shit that makes you feel good, I encourage you to also jot down the things that are on your brain that just sort of need to get done. That might be clutter that you need to clear, so that you're relaxed and relieved enough to make space for those things that you would like to do, to focus on. Because you can't be as present watching a movie that's hysterical if you're in the back of the mind, there's this task running. And you don't have to make this list and act on it and do it all in one day. But 9 times out of 10, doing something that helps make progress on that list. So for example, one of my really bad habits is I will complete things and just leave them. So I have papers, I have this little stack of papers right here on my desk. These need to be filed. And my main computer I'm using my laptop right now. I normally do these videos on my main computer, which is behind my laptop. The hard drive went out. I just had that replaced. And everything's not working. I couldn't get my camera to function on it. So I was like, dang it. So I've got my laptop sitting on top of these 2 little file things that just have stacks of paper like this. in the two little bins. It's like a mail holder. And there are stacks of paper. I'll show you one of them. So for those of you watching, so this, look, oh, hold on. Earbuds falling out. Okay, look at this crap. This stack of paper, I need to go through that. And there's another one right. Fortunately, the stack of paper underneath it, that's all tax stuff from last year. I just need to file that in one file folder that says like tax shit 2018. But this one, it's like I will complete a task and I will like put the papers to the side instead of putting them in a place where it makes sense for them to be placed. And so wouldn't you know it, in addition to this little thing behind me in that closet, there's a box, and there's some of them are organized as files, but I have file cabinets in my house that I can just take those organized ones and put in and then organize the crap that's just stacked on top of each other. So some people can't live that way. I can, but in the back of my mind, there's those things. So let me tell you what I've been doing in order to help myself with that. Instead of expecting myself to spend a whole day in my office doing that, I do I go, okay, here's one thing I'm going to do. So what I'll do is before I leave my office, I'll take maybe a stack that's like this big and I'll just find a home for whatever, right? Because it used to be my whole area was really cluttered. And one time, like even the drawers, I would stuff in the drawers on my desk right here. And one time my husband opened that, he was looking for stamps and he was like, I can't handle, it stresses me out looking in those drawers because I just shove stuff in there because when my clients come to my home office, I don't want it to look cluttered and a mess. So see, like we all have our stuff, right? So I'm just not going to sit here. Every now and then I'll do a whole day, an overhaul of organization. But most of the time we procrastinate when it comes to that because it's so exhausting, right? And you might have something like that. You might want to start some sort of movement routine or exercise routine so that you can sweat a little bit more because you know that that's going to help your symptoms, but you're tired and you don't even know where to start because the fatigue is so difficult to deal with. So what if instead of saying, I'm going to work out 5 days a week and I'm going to go, to the gym or for a jog or getting all aggressive like that, what if you just said, I'm going to go outside for 10 minutes today? And if you feel good enough to walk, you walk for 10 minutes. You walk 5 minutes in a direction and then you turn around and walk back. What if you just said 5 minutes? Because if you were to walk outside or up your stairs or around your kitchen for 5 or 10 minutes, 3 days in a week, maybe the week after that, you do it for 4. 4 days. And then maybe the week after that, you do it for 5, but your commitment is only 10 minutes. And then after a few weeks of that 10 minutes, your body most likely will feel a little more energetic and a little more used to what you're doing. So then you can up the ante and you can take it to 20. So what I'm talking about here is we're looking at 2 places. We have first, stuff that makes me feel good. What makes me feel good? Is it reading a funny book or a sad book so that I can have a good cry because I haven't had a good cry in 3 years? Or, whatever it is. What makes you feel good, relaxed, fun, adventure, sweetness? When I say sweetness, I'm talking sweetness in life. I'm not talking eating 7 pounds of chocolate cake in one sitting. Hello. This is me, me, recovering binge eater. That isn't actually going to make you feel better, and it's going to hurt your body. It's going to create inflammation, which creates more pain, and then you're just punishing yourself. I'm not saying you can never have a freaking piece of cake, by all means. Small hinges swing big doors. I'm simply saying caring for yourself enough to eat more nutrient-dense foods, now and then having some of those other foods you want, but thinking about like really actually nourishing yourself, mind, body, soul, all the above. And so list of the stuff that makes you feel good, quality time with loved ones, watching funny cat videos on YouTube, watching the bad lip reading videos on YouTube. You can pretty much always count on you. I watch videos of Ellen, because she gives her guests a hard time and it always cracks me up. And she's not even normally saying anything. It's her mannerisms that crack me up. Same thing with Steve Harvey. That video with Steve Harvey and Snoop Dogg on Family Feud, go watch it. Pie and the Horse. You'll just go watch it. If you haven't seen it, cracks me up. Cracks me up. So anyway, those types of things. And then have another list that you're building of shit that needs to get done. Shit that's cluttering my brain and my body, right? So maybe you eat a whole lot of sugar and carbs and gluten and foods that really don't serve your body, or you drink a whole lot of alcohol and you know it's making it harder for your body to reduce inflammation. So it doesn't mean you got to clear it all out, but you can make progress in that area, right? And then what's cluttering up your mind? Is it your environment, your physical environment? Do you need to make some progress there? Is it the negativity in your brain? Do you need to make some progress there and start utilizing some positive affirmations and mantras to help you get through the days and to help you shift that thinking? Is it gratitude? Like finding these ways to move out the crap that's cluttering you and standing in your way of what you'd like more of, which is maybe pain relief and joy and peace and calmness in your body, calmness in your life, more money, whatever it is you want. You can create space for those things, but first you got to move the old stuff out. It's like if you were to buy all new furniture for your home, you would need to move the old furniture out. Otherwise, it's going to be a hot mess and everybody's going to be mad. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So what we're doing is saying, I'm going to own my body, not my diagnosis. I'm going to own my life, not my current circumstances. And in order to create shift here really, really quickly, we're going to look at doing shit that makes me feel good and also clearing clutter out of the way that's standing in my way of feeling good or feeling my best self or creating improvement. And sometimes you might notice some of that clutter is stuff in your schedule and some of that clutter is people in your life. You can love people from a distance. I don't care who they are. I don't care if it's your family, partners. If they're bad for you, they're bad for you. If they drag you down, they drag you down. Now, it doesn't mean you have to leave them. Maybe go get counseling and work on healing from the inside out so that when they, vomit their toxicity all over you, it just like rolls, like it just beads up and rolls right off. You got your drama X or your toxicity X or your opinion X or whatever the heck it is. So, yeah. So try it. I encourage you to try it. Give it a try because you deserve it. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to feel better. Better is possible. And if you hang around with us long enough, you'll know we say that all the time. So as always, I am so glad you tuned in. I'm so glad you're here with me. Let us know your thoughts on this episode, but also please make sure you reach out to Kristen or myself if you want an aspect to be discussed of women's health, of women's issues, of just anything real that maybe people do or don't talk about, or you're wanting advice, support, feedback, or to learn something in particular. You can find me on Facebook at Kenny, Kenni dash Richelle, Richelle, so all one word, Kenny hyphen Richelle coaching. You can connect with me on Facebook there. Of course, you can find Kristen at endometriosisandme.com and all the Endometriosis and Me Facebook pages and groups. She's highly active in there. So she's always saying, reach out to her. You're welcome to reach out to me. And we're here for you. And we're cheering you on. And we are hoping that you are choosing your best health, your best body, your best life, and choosing to love yourself because you deserve it. So thank you so much. We will see you next time.